have learned so much already. I hope you have as well. Yes, okay, good. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm grateful to Kelechi and her team for putting this together. Like she said, my name is Shea Boba, but you can just call me Boba, short and sweet. I am the project manager for the Justice Project, and I'm going to be using the Justice Project as our case study for expanding access to justice with technology. Now, the cross between law and technology is particularly interesting to me as a lawyer and someone that is interested in law, and I'm sure the fact that you are here means that it is important to you as well. So we're going to be going into that. Now, quickly picture this before I go on. Imagine that you are the housekeeper in a big family, right, in Lagos, and then you go on leave, right, an approved leave, and then they accuse you of stealing the car of the house. Meanwhile, your leave was in a different location or a different state, and then you end up getting remanded and going to jail for a whole year when you were not even at the scene of the crime. Now, this is a true life story, and it is one of the several cases that we have handled, of cases that are pending in prison. Now, is that me? Okay. So, as at the 23rd of July, this month, of the 82,865 inmates in the Nigerian correctional centers, only 68% of them are awaiting trial, right? They're awaiting trial. Only 32% of them are actually convicted. That's a lot of people that are just waiting. Now, the prison is daily being populated with victims of arbitrary arrest, and it's almost as if people just throw people in prison and forget them there. And you can imagine how unfair that is, ideally, for any individual, right? Is this me? Okay, yeah. So, as we have mentioned earlier today, as all the panelists have highlighted, we have a lot of barriers, right, in accessing justice. And one of the many barriers that was mentioned, financial barriers, social barriers, cultural, the lengthy judicial process. Imagine the example that one of the last lightning speakers gave of a case that was in court for 30 years. That's a long time. I'm not even 30 yet. That's a really long time for a case to be in court, you know. So a lot of marginalized communities and people don't really know that they can go to court because there's a lot, like, it doesn't occur to a lot of them because the process can be very long. And that is where technology comes in. That is where we kind of come in, right? So the Justice Project is an initiative that carries out one of its main functions via a one-of-a-kind digital pro bono clearinghouse that helps to basically reach people that cannot afford it, right? And so it's an initiative of the Touch the World Foundation. It's an NGO, and the whole point of it is promoting social justice, good governance, and basically helping people that cannot afford it access justice. I'm sure we remember the difference between LegalTech and Justice Tech. Do we remember? Okay, good. So this is one of the Justice Tech initiatives, right? So our process is fairly simple. What we do is that we go to prison. I mean, I have visited a prison. It was an interesting experience. So we go to prison, and then we profile cases of people that do not have legal representation, or people can sign up to our platform and report cases, right? So when we do that, and we profile those cases, we now get lawyers, pro bono lawyers that have signed up with us and match them to it, right? And so they are able to provide legal representation to the people in court free of charge and provide rehabilitation when necessary. So in cases where people come out of prison, maybe they've been there for a really long time, they have no one to go back to, or they have nothing to do, we kind of support them with their means of livelihood and all of that. So, yeah. In the past 3 years, we've been able to profile a total of about 137 cases, and 37 of them have been concluded. I believe that watching the back end, every time I see a report of someone being set free makes me really glad, because it takes weeks, months, you know. So every time I get that report, it makes me so happy. We have about 38 inmates that we have discharged, or that the court has discharged, is not, it's not me, that the court has discharged through our process. And we have about 43 volunteers and 15 legal volunteers. So everybody is a volunteer basically, but we have like 15 lawyers and then 43 non-legal volunteers. So our whole entire process is based off of, or is hinged on like 3 core teams. We have the advocacy team that consists of people that do research, communications, core advocacy, writing, and to be honest, everyone that helps to amplify the work that we are doing is in advocacy, right? And then we have the rehabilitation team, the people that assist to reinstate, you know, the people that we free into the society and provide financial support where necessary. And then we have the pro bono lawyers that actually go to the courts to represent these individuals. So, how can you help? Now, you can support not just the Justice Project, but any legal tech initiative that you see, that you know, that people that you know are engaged in by doing any of the following. You can volunteer your time and services if you have ideas on how to evolve these products, if you have ideas on how to include tech more in justice and in the legal sector. Please, we need all of that. Your time, you can... Am I the one? Is it me? Okay. You can follow us for outreaches. If you want to visit prison, we do that every now and then. You can do all of that. And then, yeah, that's a great way to support. If you don't have any tech ideas and you don't want to go anywhere, you can support financially. You can partner financially. It is mostly crowd-funded and sponsorship-funded because obviously the beneficiaries cannot pay. So we do rely a lot on partnerships, sponsorships to get everything going. So we have realized that lack of resources can slow down innovation. So we do need a lot of resources in our space. And if you don't have enough resources to share, you don't have ideas, you can lend your voice to amplify and create awareness. That's basically advocacy, right? On your social media, you can tell a friend, tell a colleague, you can retweet our posts, you can share our stuff. You can just basically raise awareness of the fact that there are people that are in prison that should not be there, and we want to help to fast track their process and getting them out and all of that jazz. So you can connect with us via our social media at the Justice Project on X and Instagram, or you can send us an email. Now, this is me shamelessly. I'm not practicing, so I'm not advertising, but if you want to join us, we are collecting pro bono lawyers. So yeah, you can send us an email at the Justice Project, or you can visit our website to sign up as well. I know that it can be very, because of the work I do, sometimes when police should stop me when I'm driving, I'm like, because you would hear stories of people going to prison, and the reason, God, I cannot even start sharing some of the things I've heard, but people go to prison for a lot of petty reasons, right? So this is very important to help to expedite their release. So, yeah, thank you.